Mille Lacs Lake. Bigger walleye limits this summer? Could Mille Lacs Lake be on the verge of a major shift in its walleye regulations? Anglers and conservationists alike are buzzing about the possibility of higher catch limits this summer. Glen Schmitt from Outdoor News recently joined me on WJON to break down the numbers. Here's the lowdown. Through June, only 23,500 pounds of walleye were harvested or lost to hooking mortality. Fish caught but released, often with injuries. That's a tiny fraction of the lake's capacity, especially considering anglers are currently allowed to keep just 2 walleye per day. Schmidt notes this is the second consecutive year the limit has gone unused, sparking discussions about bumping it to 3 or even 4 fish. But here's where it gets controversial. Should the limit rise? Will it lead to overfishing? Or is it a sign of a thriving ecosystem? Let's dive deeper. Mille Lacs is practically swimming in walleye, thanks to a robust food chain. Baitfish, perch hatches, and other prey have created a buffet for these fish. Schmidt points out that local businesses, from marinas to restaurants, have seen a surge in visitors this year, partly due to the 2-fish limit making the lake more appealing. Yet the real story is the data. With so many fish and so few being taken, the question isn't just about numbers, it's about balancing opportunity and sustainability. And this is a part most people miss. The decision won't rest solely with the Minnesota DNR. Tribal treaty rights mean Native American bands, who harvested around 69,000 pounds this spring via spearing and netting, will play a key role in shaping the new rules. What about other lakes in the state? Schmidt highlights that Minnesota's big lakes are delivering solid walleye action. Lake of the Woods, Rainy Lake, Red Lake, and Winnipegashish are shining stars this season. Mille Lacs rounds out the top 5, while Cass Lake and Leech Lake have been a bit hit or miss. Still, overall, the state's walleye fishing is in a strong place. Speaking of seasons, we also touched on the upcoming archery deer hunt at Camp Ripley and the youth deer hunt this fall. But back to Mille Lacs. Should the limit rise? Will it set a precedent for other lakes? Or could it risk the delicate balance that's kept this fishery healthy for decades? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the limit should climb? Or is the current cap enough to protect the lake's future? The debate is just getting started. Mille Lacs Walleye Fishing Update. New daily limit and night fishing hours. Imagine the excitement of anglers on Mille Lacs Lake as they learn they can soon keep an extra walleye. The Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, DNR, has announced that the daily limit will increase from 2 to 3 walleyes, a change that hasn't been seen since 2012. This decision comes after a slow fishing season, with only about 22% of the state's annual walleye quota met by mid-July. But here's where it gets controversial. The DNR aims to maximize the allowed walleye harvest, but some anglers and experts have differing opinions on the best approach. The new limit is expected to take effect by September 1st, or possibly even sooner. The DNR has been monitoring the lake's walleye population closely, and with ample forage like cisco and perch, the decision to increase the harvest quota by 24% from last year seems logical. However, some critics argue that this could lead to an imbalance in the ecosystem. The DNR and Ojibwe, who have women fishing rights on the lake, agreed over a decade ago to drastically cut the walleye harvest due to concerns over low survival rates of young walleyes and changing ecological conditions. Last year, for example, state-licensed anglers could only catch and release until mid-August. The DNR's regional fisheries manager, Brian Nervino, explained that the slow bite this summer is due to an abundance of perch and cisco, which walleyes feed on. While this makes fishing tough, biologists see it as beneficial for the lake's overall health. The DNR reported that Mille Lacs has a sizable young crop of walleyes, averaging about 10 inches, which aren't too small to keep, but will grow to be spawners and harvestable fish in the future. Night fishing for walleyes on Mille Lacs will open this year on September 1st, with hours running until 10 p.m. and reopening at 6 a.m. Next year, the DNR might extend night fishing hours throughout the season and allow additional hours of fishing every night. At a recent meeting of the Mille Lacs Lake Fisheries Advisory Committee, Member Steve Kulavage criticized the DNR for not increasing the bag limit more than it did. He argued that the strong population of walleyes could deplete the forage base and put the lake into imbalance. Nurbano acknowledged the concerns, but emphasized that the current conditions are beneficial for the lake. The DNR also announced plans to expand muskie stocking in Mille Lacs. Instead of stocking about 3,000 muskie fingerlings every other year, the agency aims to stock 800 yearlings annually. Yearlings have better survival rates and are considered equivalent to stocking 4,000 fingerlings. The goal is to increase the population of adult muskies, although they will continue to inhabit the lake at a low density. And this is the part most people miss. The DNR's approach to managing Mille Lacs Lake is a delicate balance between maximizing harvest and maintaining ecological health. What do you think? Should the DNR be more aggressive in increasing the walleye limit? Or is the current approach the right balance? Share your thoughts in the comments below.